we got 1 minute 30 seconds left till the first video of the day from AFPL HAVOC event number 2 here at Tag Paintball in Hollister, California. And we've got the Northern California Bandits on the left versus the Northern California Hustle on the right. We have, I think, 4 teams out here today called Northern California, so I'm just not going to say that. That's going to get really repetitive and confusing. So, one thing that I've noticed today... What about? That was just for John. We're only doing the ones that say video on them.
Okay.
So we're starting down here. We're at Bandits and Hustle. Yeah. So today, what we saw a lot yesterday was Snake off the break and D1 off the break. That was something that a lot of teams recognized. There's only 2 lanes really to shoot on each side, and they're not very strong lanes either. There was a couple pretty sneaky drop shots that people figured out by the end of the day. So far, nobody has seen those yet today, but moving up into Division 4 with a couple of D3 players and a lot of older guys, this is race to 3, and they are a lot more experienced than the younger crowd that we had out yesterday. So it'll be interesting to see how long it takes them to pick up on those little shots.
10 seconds.
Right now, the Bandits, they got a gift from the gods of paintball, and I'm pretty sure it's because of the jerseys they're wearing. Those cap gold chains are insane. But they had a really nice swing point to get back into it. I'll talk more about that later. As we had, they're playing 2 out wide. They've got a player in Snake Corner and Dorito Corner playing very conservative with 2 in the back in the pocket, and then moving 1 up into the Snake Side Tower. And they look pretty well content to stand until they get a shot.
NorCal Hustle is very conservative. Now they're getting really aggressive. They've did a really soft breakout, and now they're taking on the D side. And but they still have 3 on the very back on their P1 and P2, and they didn't really break out too far to the left. So it looks like it's going to be turning out pretty good.
Yeah, Bandits being able to make it up into Dorito 1 from the center, as they did have a body drop off out of the Dorito side corner.
Looks like Hustle just made up to the Snake 1. So,
Snake 2.
Snake 2, thank you. They don't have numbers on their bunkers.
Right,
looks like they're going to be backing up. Snake 1 is being backed up by, is backing up Snake 2 right now.
Check the Snake!
All right, a little bit of talking back and forth, trying to get a check on the pack of that player going into Snake 2, as Bandits were unfortunately lost their player on the Snake side goal wing.
Looks like the referees are on it. Looks like the guy has been called clean. His pack is not been hit. Yep. So, gift from the, what'd you call it? Gift from the gods?
I don't know. Just didn't get shot. All right. So Hustle up into Dorito 2 now, looking on the inside, trying to see if he can find a way to put a little bit of pressure on the back center here. And it looks like the Bandits are relatively content with what they're doing. The only player left alive for them right now is in Dorito 1, looking on the inside. I don't think he knows that there's both players in the Snake right now, so it'll be interesting to see how he's going to try to counter this. What looks like a 3-on-1.
Hustle has moved up in the Snake, so they're realizing that they have the advantage, and they're just cautiously moving forward up the field. Looks like they're going to try to make a move, but they're still communicating of what they should be doing now.
Well, I'm expecting a launch on the outside of this Dorito. If he can get him tucked in, he's shown that he wants to move up.
There he goes.
Yep,
right.
There's the move. All right, so pulled up a little short into the 50.
Snake is now putting pressure on that last Dorito, and looks like he clipped him.
All right. Yeah, man, those 3-on-1s, if I'm going to be in a bunker doing that, it's either going to be a tower or a Dorito. So, at least he wasn't trying to do that from the Snake, but just couldn't make anything happen for him. He almost got lucky with the shot. The player on Hustle, it looked like he slipped a little bit when he was trying to get into the 50, so he had a little bit of a window to come out and kind of catch him sleeping there, but didn't, wasn't looking the right way at the right time and just had too much pressure, got pinched out.
A little bit more conservative on this game. I kind of expected a little bit more breakout, but again, it's their game, not mine.
Yeah,
I'm just a commentator.
And this layout is really good for both those styles of play, because you've got those big, powerful bunkers that match on either side. You've got those big towers between the Snakes and the Doritos over there. And there's a couple of shots still from the home bunker, so there's a lot of teams that are keeping 2 back there for even the majority of points.
And speaking about the layout, it's very diverse, because you can have 3-man, 5-man, you could have the red zone, you could have the HAVOC, and like you said, it's such diversity. You could either have very aggressive or very conservative.
Yeah.
And it lends itself well to that.
Yeah, it did work out very well yesterday for the 3-man. Still enough gaps, enough shots that you can make where nobody gets too lost in anything. I mean, it's a good gun battling field. That's what I'm excited about. There are, like I said earlier, a couple of really sneaky spots that you can figure out. If you get into Snake 1, drop back a little bit, you can shoot the Dorito corner over the 50, and then from Dorito 2, if you get really careful on one of the sides, you can sneak a shot in between the pills right into the top of the head of anybody who'd be in Snake 1. So, I mean, it'll be a little while probably before those teams figure that out. As Hustle is rushing to the start box over here, it looks like they are showing a Snake runner. Let's see if he pulls up or goes all the way. All right, all the way into Snake 1, and then they sent a body out to the Dorito side corner, as they are definitely looking to try to make things happen early on here, as they're getting as many bodies out wide as possible.
Looks like the Bandits are also doing mirroring their situation by actually spreading out wide. All guns up. They're trying to jockey for position, but not a lot of movement. Oh, I take that back. Looks like they have moved up to the Snake 2 and trying to push that side.
All right, so we've got Dorito 2 now for Hustle, as unfortunately it looks like the Bandits are dropping 2 players right now, so it's 5-on-3 right now in favor of Hustle, or 5-on-4. Just lost a nasty gun battle. Getting a little bit greedy, trying to wrap around the inside of that tower there.
Looks like Bandits are mirrored up in the Snake 2, and see if they can make something happen on that. Maybe they cross-court it with the D side.
Yeah, there we go. Nice big move from the corner up into Dorito 2, and it doesn't look like Hustle knows that Bandit player made that jump. I don't think anybody saw him get in there, because the back center player is looking over on this side. Snake is looking on the inside, but I don't think that he noticed that, because nobody's calling it out.
No, I think Bandit is being very good playing Snake 3. He's taking some exploratory shots.
Oh, here we go. Nice move up into the Snake 2 position for Hustle. Trying to see if he can get a little bit of a better shot in the inside right now. Oh, very risky move. Trying to get out in that tower did not pay off for him. Snake player for the Bandits calling his shot out. Playing a little bit of whack-a-mole here on this side. I like it. He's getting feisty.
Beautiful. Bandit played his Snake position beautifully.
Played him like a fiddle.
And
that was smart. That was really smart. Yeah, got a little greedy trying to get up in there, but it was good. He knew that he didn't have anybody down the wire to worry about. And typically, if you shoot the guy out, you've got half a second to go. That's when you want to do it. The Dorito player just happened to be looking inside.
Happened to be laning him beautifully. But the Bandit, what he did is also he waited for the dead people to come off the field.
Use them as a shield.
Use them as a distraction.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that distraction, that D side, was watching the movement, and gun was up, and
well, they've got a lot of really good communication going on there as well. So it looks like a 2-on-2 situation right now, with both teams in relatively similar situations. We've got the Dorito 2 is hot for both teams, and then a player in one of the center power bunkers for those. With Hustle, it looks like they are a little bit more content to kind of stay where they're at and try to win one of these gun battles. But if there's anybody on the field that I would not want to fight right now, it's anybody on the Bandits. I would not want to gunfight any of those guys. They've been playing really gangster paintball for a really long time.
Is it because of their blinging jerseys?
That just shows me that they know what's up.
Uh-oh.
Their force fields aren't working today. Usually those gold cap jerseys have a fantastic force. Oh, it looks like it paid off this time. So he's getting a little bit of his swagger back, but he's about to get pinched in right now pretty hard. He's a pretty big guy to have to fit behind that, and he just could not pull that 2-on-1 out. But hey, I mean, he did a really good job fighting against the other, keeping things on lockdown. They just made a good job, and I think that one really came down to communication. The communication on Hustle towards the end of that point was really able to make them come up with a clutch win to keep things going up here.
That last Bandit with your cap jersey last tournament.
I want that so bad.
He was just on fire last tournament.
Yeah.
Playing in the 50. Almost on the break.
I'm surprised they haven't sent him up there yet, or maybe that might be their pocket play. They're going to keep that on until later, because I really do expect to see that team, at least in the semis or finals.
Yes.
It's a pretty stacked roster over there. They play a lot of paintball, but Genesis is the same way today. Their first game against California Kings, it took like 3 minutes to go 3-0. They just walked down the field, just blowing their heads off.
Wow.
It was violent. It was really, really, really incredible.
I think next game is Genesis versus
30
NorCal
seconds.
Kings instead of the California Kings.
Yeah. We got NorCal Kings, and Genesis is going to be the next video that we're filming over here. All right, so Bandits taking up the field again.
On the home side.
Yeah, well, it's rough when you have those long points because you know what worked and you don't really know what didn't. Just
10
because,
seconds.
it's hard to isolate issues like that. And so you don't know, do we go with the same play because the breakout worked, we got a couple of kills when we needed them, but, guys
You
just
don't,
not
you don't have
getting...
your referees like you do,
Yeah.
your reffing from the red zone.
Yeah, so 5 guns up, getting the body out wide on each side for the Bandits, and again, sending 2 of those bodies. Oh, minor penalty coming out of the corner, which eliminated the player trying to get into that Dorito side tower, and that is not what they wanted to see.
Hustle is now making a move to the 50. Small bunker. Normally that's not played.
Yeah, the inside wing on the 50. There's a lot of really good shots out of there, too. So this player on the snake side tower for Bandits, he's not going to be able to take his gun off that guy.
No.
If he blinks for a second, they're in real trouble.
That Hustle player at the 50 has got the attention of 2 referees, so they're going to be watching to make sure that he stays clean. And yet,
so Bandits
Hustle,
rapping really hard on the inside, trying to maintain that player over there. And they got a good cross going on. They've got the home player looking on the inside, but unfortunately got picked off. Looks like from the player getting into Snake 1 there. So they're about to really feel the pressure in the backfield here.
Hustle just bounced from his wing position up to their 40. So it looks like they're really pushing kind of a staggered attack.
3 minutes.
Yeah, well, he's, look at this guy's gun battling in his form. He's going top to bottom, changing sides. He was able to get the kill out of the middle that he needed on that player, but it's still a 3-on-1 situation against him right now. But I don't know, man. He doesn't look stressed out at all.
No, and he is playing that expertly.
Oh, yeah. Just got pinched in a little bit too much as the player was ghosting up the center there, getting that flag. Getting ready to hang that, put another point on the board for Hustle. That was a real. He's such a good gun battler, though.
That was impressive.
That was, minor penalty thrown on a here. Let's see who was left alive. Or, looks like they have enough bodies to fulfill the penalty. So they will not have to start with the body down. It doesn't look like it'll be a swing point. They're going to go ahead and get the smudge wiped off on there real quick and got another point on the board for him.
So Hustle hustled that point out pretty quickly and hustling back, moving and making sure that he's working really well. But it seems like it's almost like very tactical. And this is where D4?
Yeah. Well, the thing about the Division 4 is they're allowed to have 2 Division 3 players on your roster. And that's like the gap between D4 and 3 is pretty substantial in terms of experience. So I think that's why you're going to see a lot more smart players out today. Rather, as opposed to having limited to 1 D4 player for D5, it's 2 D3 to 4. So
Kind of more of a blurred line there.
yeah, it's going to be a lot more experience on the field today than yesterday. But especially when you go from race to 2 to race to 3. That's a possible additional 40% of points played just by how wide you can get, and then go back up. That's maybe it's a maximum of 6 points instead of the standard 3. So
Referees have been doing a really good job, and now they're doing a little powwow.
all right, so it looks like California Hustle was able to put the last nail in the coffin there, and we are going to sign out for now. Griffin,
Bullseye?
catch you on the flip side.
We should make a lot of sex puns.
We could do
You
that.
just got into the tip of the snake? Just the tip?
Moving down the shaft.
Moving down the shaft of the snake.
That's in this one. Goes over to the blonde, nudges it, and you hear, potatoes!
Well, we are live. We're not live, but we were recording that.
No! You didn't record
I
that!
suckered him right in. I suckered him right in.